Hey guys, welcome to the Talkin VAWLS Network. This is the Indie Kid coming at you. Just gonna give you a brief synopsis, kind of what's going on in Knoxville. Make sure you hit that like button. Make sure you hit subscribe, as we are pumping out a lot of content right now with everything that's going on with the coaching search and with the AD search, and just really just kind of news breaking. Not really breaking news, but just a lot of stuff. Some player movement last night, reports on coaches, reports on ADs, just things of that nature. But just kind of want to hit a few minutes here and kind of see what's going on. But we appreciate you guys checking us out, and we're gonna keep pumping stuff out. We're gonna be on top of this AD and coaching search, and we're gonna provide the latest updates. We're gonna provide our opinions along the way as well, whether you agree or disagree with them. But again, make sure you hit like, make sure you hit that subscribe button. But, a lot of stuff going on, obviously, in Knoxville right now. But, kind of some of the biggest news yesterday is you had Eric Gray, Henry To'oTo'o, Quavaris Crouch, and Johnson, the offensive line, Jameer Johnson. You had them all hit the portal last night. And, of course, they said volunteer for life. They'll always love Tennessee. I don't know, man. I see other players coming out there not going anywhere. This is home. These guys are hitting the road. Everybody's got their own reasons. I won't divulge any more into that, what I think or anything regarding that. We'll see where they go. They're obviously going to have suitors, and they got to go what's best for them. But it does kind of rub me the wrong way a little bit, and there's part of me too says. You obviously don't want to lose good players, which these guys are good players, but it is a team that just went 3-7 also. So, things may get a little tougher before they get better, but I truly believe on this that if you get the right hire, and everybody's got their opinion, say, well, we don't ever get it right or anything. So, you just got to trust in the process. Maybe they do, maybe they don't. Obviously the track record's not well, but this president and chancellor have not made the hires up to this point. So I think it's a little unfair to paint them into that corner. From what I gather and what I read, that money's not going to be an issue, that they're going to be prepared to pay a top-notch AD and coach to come. Now, whether they do or not, that's a different story. But I am optimistic about it, and I really think with the right hire of coach and something it's not mentioned, something that's been the reason that this program's been down for the last 4 years, even though there was an 8-win season the year before last, is quarterback play. They haven't had quarterback play down. If Hendon Hooker is the answer for next year, and if I'm not mistaken, he has 2 years left, if he comes in and he's the answer, you get a decent coach in here, this thing can turn around pretty quick, guys. It doesn't have to be a 5, 6, 7 year rebuild. It can be a 2 to 3 year, and we're back on the right track again. There is talent still down here. Now, the better players have obviously left at this point, and they're not totally gone. You never know. They may come back. I don't think the odds are good of it. But it is a decent recruiting class coming in, and there's probably going to be more guys hit the portal. That's just the way it's going to be, and it's probably going to be some significant losses. But again, especially once this one-time transfer rule gets, once it gets okayed, which it hasn't yet, it's going to throw a wrench into a lot of players if they've went in the portal when this one-time transfer is not approved. But I think it will in due time. But, it's almost like free agency now. And I think you can rebuild a little quicker. Again, you've got to get the right guy in there. I don't know that Kevin Steele, I think he's going to have a shot at the job. He's not my choice by any means. There's some good coaches out here to be had. I'm really curious. It's all going to depend on AD hiring. And just to discuss that a little bit, the two guys I keep seeing mentioned the most are John Gilbert at East Carolina. He was at Tennessee when Dave Hart was there, and I know Rick Barnes is a real big advocate for him. He really spoke highly of Gilbert, and from what I gather, Rick Barnes really wants Gilbert as the AD. Another one is Mark Ingram, former player, former long snapper at Tennessee as well. He's the AD at UAB, and phenomenal job he's done at UAB, because you guys think about UAB was around for a while. They did away with the football program, brought it back. This guy's been instrumental in that. He's hired a good coach down there, Bill Clark. From what I've gathered, they've raised a lot of money. He's brought in Andy Kennedy, who was the old Ole Miss coach for basketball. So it's it's not a Power Five school, but it's a school that continues getting better. They've made good hires. They've been smart. They're raising money down there, and it appears to me, it seems to me like Mark Ingram really checks all the boxes down there. And then, there are other candidates as well. Gerald Harrison at Austin Peay. I've seen Mickey Allen, former player at Tennessee. He is at, I think it's Tennessee State as athletic director now. So, it could be a case where you bring maybe a couple of these guys. Maybe you bring an AD and an associate AD, and you want to get the best candidate, but it wouldn't hurt. I mean, obviously, if you got a couple candidates, that'd be fantastic right there, an AD and an associate AD. But this is going to be a huge hire right here. They really need to nail this AD hire, because it's been a revolving door for years now. You had Doug Dickey for ages, then you had Mike Hamilton, and now it's just gone. Dave Hart, John Curry, Phil Fulmer. Fulmer weaseled his way in to that AD when this special job was created for him, and then that enabled him to weasel his way in and get the job, in which he's been basically ran off again. And that needs to be the end of the time we see a Phil Fulmer in any kind of decision-making capacity in Knoxville. But there may be some other ADs out there as well. I know that from what I gathered, they're swinging high, so they may be going Power 5 schools. Maybe there's some ADs at some Power 5 schools that's willing to move. I haven't seen, I'm going on all speculation of who I've seen as candidates, but I really think this will get wrapped up soon. I'm not saying today, but I think by this weekend it's going to be wrapped. That's an opinion. That's just based on what I'm reading, what I'm kind of taking from everything right now. I really think an AD will be in place by this weekend. And maybe it's wishful thinking, but I think the sooner the better. And, Brent Hubbs called him out in the press conference when Phil Fulmer said he resigned or he's retiring. And then Hubbs said, well, he shows that there was a search firm hired on Friday. So they should have been on this thing for almost a week now. Hopefully some interviews and things have taken place, and that this thing gets wrapped up. And then I think it's going to be interesting, depending on your AD, then it's going to be coach, because some of these sites talking about potentially Kevin Steele bringing Rodney Garner and Kevin Simon, which would be two great hires, in my opinion. But how's that happen without an AD and when you're just an interim acting head coach? I don't get that. The reputable sources I follow have not reported this. This is on more outside sources, and I think you got to be careful with that sometimes. Obviously Pete Thamel was the one that broke parting ways with Pruitt, but your Go Vols 24/7, your VolQuest, the Athletic, David Oven does a good job. Trey Wallace breaks stuff some. These guys are more plugged in, more local. I tend to follow along with what they're saying, and I haven't really seen them address this much in regards to still making hires. Now, does he eventually make hires? It's possible. There's no doubt about it. But I don't think Kevin Steele, I don't think he's going to be a top candidate. I think it'll be one of those cases if they swing and miss on some candidates, which may happen. It may not. But I still think there's some good candidates to be had down here, guys. I know hopefully this is rock bottom. We've said that plenty of times, though. So, and then it goes to a new level. But the penalties, the sanctions are going to be big right here. What comes of that? That's going to determine a lot. I wouldn't be surprised to see a bowl ban or whatever, but we'll see. Maybe 1 year, 2 years of bowl bans and some scholarship reductions, I think, are possible. The thing that just sucks about it is you're doing this and you have a 3-win season right there. And then obviously the coaches implicated for this, they did not do their jobs. And that's kind of the frustrating thing. And now guys that these people have recruited are hitting the road. So, I appreciate the guys that say they're sticking around. It's their team. They're going to, they're there to turn it around. I appreciate that. And so these guys are just packing up and leaving. And maybe there's other reasons. Again, there's speculation. Who knows? We'll see. And maybe they end up not transferring after all. But again, the right hire, and you got to get this AD search right first. It starts there. It seems like a good president, a good chancellor. Now, if they hit on good AD, who then needs to hit on good coach? Now you're in that system of everybody on the same page. And, obviously boosters are involved. They're going to be involved. It's kind of the suck thing about college is boosters in trying to control things. And again, I think the truth probably lies somewhere in between on how involved they get. I think definitely they want to get involved. I don't know that they're just calling shots all the time. But you need strong leadership for that. And, when you don't have strong leadership, that makes it easier for boosters to kind of control the show right there. But again, I think the AD search wraps up. Again, it's speculation on my part. It's just my opinion. I may be wrong. I've seen some posters that are pretty reputable on sites last night saying they think it'll wrap up by this weekend and that they hope to have a head coach in place by the first week of February. And but I don't see how you hire a coach without an AD first. It's just not a good recipe, and we've done it for years down here because all you're doing, if you're hiring a coach and all of a sudden an AD comes in and it's not his guy, they don't hit it off, it doesn't work out. So, it's dark days right now, but I really and truly think things are going to get better. I think maybe, again, hopefully this is rock bottom. I think there's potential that whoever stays will keep Kevin Steele, which could lead to Garner, which could lead to Kevin Simon, which Kevin Simon's not. I know he was some kind of an analyst with the Falcons and the Dallas Cowboys, and he was pretty highly respected. Of course, he was, very highly respected player in the mid-2000s in Knoxville as well. So that would be a good start right there. Haven't heard anything about the rest of the staff. I know I saw where Jay Graham handed out an offer in state yesterday. Again, I don't see how you're some of this just doesn't make sense how you're handing out offers when there's not an official staff. But, these guys are continuing to work. Haven't heard anything in regard to Ansley, Jim Chaney, Winky, any of these guys, because there are still, regardless of what happened, there are still vacancies right now. And I would imagine a new coach is going to want to bring his guy. He'll probably keep some guys, I would imagine, and there'll be, I don't expect all of them to stay, though. I think the biggest part will probably be let go or go somewhere else. But we'll see. I think more news. We'll probably hear more news, maybe even as today goes along, and definitely into the weekend. I expect to hear more as well. But we'll keep you up to date. Boogie has been pumping out the videos. You got basketball coming Saturday, which will JP and Dauber, they'll cover the post-game Saturday after Missouri. And then, we'll be back with you. We're looking at probably Sunday live show around 6, 7 o'clock. Haven't finalized that, but hopefully we'll have a lot more to talk about then. But keep the faith, guys. I know it's hard to keep right now. It's tough times. We're just when we think it's maybe turned the corner, it's one step forward, and it seems like 10 steps back, and it never fails. But again, I maintain you get a strong AD who brings a strong coach who develops a quarterback, we're on the right track then. And I really think that's going to be the key, because when Tennessee's flourished or when Tennessee's had their better years, a lot of times it's been quarterback play down there. Not always, but the Butch Jones years were saved by Josh Dobbs, who really, and that program really should have went to more heights than it did. But I still maintain brighter days are ahead. Keep the faith, and we'll no only so much we can do about it, guys. We're all fans. We've dealt with this crap for going on 12 years. Really, probably going on over 12 years now. So hopefully, it'll come around at some point. And Tennessee is the laughing stock right now. It's been a laughing stock for a while. It's even at a bigger point now. But granite and bear it, guys. Opposing fan bases are going to be trashing Tennessee, and deservedly so. So, granite, bear it, and let's just hope for the best. But you guys take care, stay safe, and I'll see you sometime this weekend.